Thanks again for joining us this week. This week's meditation is going to be looking at appreciating stillness. So this meditation again can be done seated, lying down, in bed, in the bath, wherever you feel the most comfortable and at ease. Today I am in my top bedroom, which is the room that I use as my art studio. I quite like looking out the window and enjoying watching the world go by when there is people outside, or at least looking at the lovely sunshine. So I find that lighting a candle with a familiar or calming scent can really help to relax your mind, or alternately you can light some of your favourite incense. So this week I wanted to explore the balance between stillness and activity. During this time, many of us are experiencing many more quiet and still moments and empty space within our days than what we're usually used to. But we may find it hard to relax into these moments as much as we could due to anxiety, guilt or worry. So similar to last week's meditation, I wanted to invite everyone to allow yourself to sit in these sometimes quite uncomfortable spaces without worrying about what you have to do at work, at home, with your children, in the garden. So to begin with, I'm going to read another excerpt from Mindfulness for Life, and this is entitled Appreciating Stillness. When was the last time you appreciated a moment of stopping and doing nothing? Did you savour the wait to check out at the shop, the long queue at the bank, or were you impatient and lost in thoughts about the next thing you needed to do? When your car broke down and you got to sit by the side of the road for hours listening to the wind, did you embrace that quiet, or were you too busy looking at your watch, waiting for the recovery vehicle? We often blame life for our busyness, but if you look closely and take some ownership of what's happening, you will see that when opportunities for stillness arise, we usually resist them. We prefer to be in perpetual motion, constantly on the move. Sitting still arouses guilt, as there is always something else to do, but for what purpose? It's more important to do than to enjoy your life. Will you find fulfillment through another mindless activity or through returning your attention to your actual life, to this present moment? Instead of busyness, humanity must seek balance. The mind develops strong preferences for activity, sound and stuff. After all, these are things that can be separated, analysed and thought about. Try thinking about silence and there is nothing to grab onto. But if we can stop getting caught in the tendency to separate life into parts and to prefer certain things, then we can allow the balance of silence and sound, activity and stillness, thought and no thought. Yes, that's right, I said no thought. When a thought arises, try to watch it and notice what it is arising in. What is the background? What's around it? Again, for you to distinguish the thought, there has to be a background of stillness and silence. A thought arises in the silence, stays for a bit and then disappears. Where is it disappearing to? I don't know. But what is left is silence. Being physically and mentally healthy is more than just avoiding illness. It is the harmonious balance of stillness and activity. And as you become familiar and comfortable with stillness, it begins to flow into even the active parts of your life. There can be inner stillness amid outer activity and vice versa, and so you can appear busy, but be inwardly calm, just as you can be physically still while in inner turmoil. How many activities each day require some movement but don't require thinking? When you walk, when you brush your teeth, when you pour yourself a drink, is there any need to be thinking? In those simple, everyday activities, we can experience great benefits by simply allowing the inner world to slow down, by dropping the urge to rush onto the next thing. Taking this one step, notice the stillness inside. Even if the mind is active, Feel the breeze, notice the breath, and enjoy this step, grounded in the peace that is there, even when you are engaged in activity. So I'd like to invite you to participate in some physical stillness today in order for us to reach a level of comfortable mental stillness. So once you're comfortable in your space, just let your eyes close. Take a breath and drop your attention into your body. Ask yourself where you are holding your tension and let it go. Let your arms fall to your sides. Let each of your fingers relax. Let your legs and feet fall without tension. Give yourself permission to relax fully and completely. Feel the breath coming and going as you explore the body from the inside. Notice the activity of the in-breath and the stillness in between those breaths, that moment in which there is a pause. Notice the feeling of being physically still. Sense the endless possibilities of this moment. What will arise out of this? What will this body do next? Sink into that stillness and enjoy the feeling it brings. Spend some time in this stillness and really notice what it's like. How does the mind react to sitting still? What emotions arise in that nothingness? Peace, boredom, guilt perhaps? Was the activity you could have done in that time more important or more fulfilling than allowing yourself a little rest? This is an exercise that can work in one of two circumstances. If you are feeling overwhelmed, if you have too much on your mind, allow yourself that stillness and quietness. Give yourself that gift for just a short time and push those feelings of guilt to the side. If you are experiencing more stillness and quiet that you are comfortable with, give yourself permission to be okay with it, to be calm in that moment and to be thankful of this time. You have to be at peace with yourself. So opening your eyes, and if you've been lying down, just sit back up. Thanks again for joining us today. I hope you've managed to find some peace and tranquility and calm in today's meditation. Please just give us a comment or a like if you've enjoyed today's session. And once again, these are pay-as-you-feel sessions. So if you would like to donate anything to Leeds Mind, I will be linking the Just Giving page below. Thanks again, and I'll see you next week.